Welcome to the metrics review for database problem solving, step 1. This video will help you to use the suggested metrics included in the Tier 1 database problem solving guide, which is linked in your school team meeting agenda. What you see here is the section of step 1 of the database problem solving guide that identifies suggested data metrics for your team to review. The metrics in step 1 of the 4-step database problem-solving process depicted here will guide your team in creating a precise problem and goal statement. The database problem-solving guide suggests 7 helpful starting metrics. Your team may use some, but not necessarily all of the metrics listed. Additionally, the team may choose to review other metrics or decide to drill down further into any one of these to define the problem precisely enough to guide development of an intervention. The team can identify any other metrics in the space at the bottom of the list. 2 of the suggested metrics use rate rather than total number. Why is this important? The same set of data related to frequency of office referrals for a school are displayed here in 2 different ways. In the first chart, the total number of referrals is displayed for each month. Which month seems to be the most problematic? You might think it's November or February. Now look at the rate chart on the right. This time, the team calculated the number of referrals per school day, allowing for a standardized comparison across months. Which month seems to be the most problematic on this chart? January, and it's generally been an upward trend across the school year so far. When reviewing rate, your team might ask the questions, is the rate increasing? Is it decreasing? Is it above our expectations? Is it above or below last year? Since currently Simple Discipline, which almost all of our partner districts use, does not provide a rate per day, we have linked a data calculator that your teams can use to calculate the rate. To calculate rate for referrals, in the top portion of this spreadsheet, enter the number of student school days for each month, and enter the number of major office referrals for each month in the third row. The calculator will automatically calculate the office referrals per day per month in the top row of the table on the bottom. Another metric that may be unfamiliar to you is the percentage of students with a referral. The purpose of this metric is to measure the effectiveness of your school-wide or Tier 1 MTSSB. The standard for success at Tier 1 nationally is accepted to be 80% of students receiving 0 or 1 referral. Since Simple Discipline doesn't currently provide that information easily, a suggested alternative is to focus on the proportion of students with and without referrals, using the threshold of 70% of students with no office referrals to mean a successful Tier 1. Looking at this data, the team might ask, what proportion of our student body have met our behavior goals to have 0 or 1 referral? What proportion of our student body has not met our goal? There are 4 metrics that report characteristics of behavior incidences by frequency. The most frequent behavior depicts the incident type most common in referrals. This could be major referrals, minor or classroom referrals, or both, depending on what your team chooses to look at. The other 3 frequency metrics display the location, grade level, and the time of day most commonly identified in referrals. The team might ask themselves, what behavior, location, grade level, or time of day represents the greatest opportunity for improvement? Has the behavior, location, grade level, or time of day identified been a concern over time? The OSS event rate metric, like the office referral per day rate, requires the use of a calculator, as rates are not currently available in Simple Discipline. This particular metric looks at the number of OSS events occurring each month, not the number of days of OSS assigned. Remember, an event of OSS could involve multiple days of suspension, but that's another metric to consider at another time. Questions to consider when reviewing OSS event rates are, is the rate increasing or decreasing? Is it above expectations? Is it above or below last year? The team may have additional metrics they're interested in reviewing, such as chronic absentee rate, ISS event rate, or they may choose to drill down from one of the metrics listed above. What time of day is the most frequent behavior occurring? The team can use this space to add as many additional metrics as they wish to review. For instance, a team may identify disruption as the most frequent incident type and then drill down from there to see where those disruptions are occurring. Remember, the metrics in this database problem-solving guide are suggestions. That being said, we do strongly recommend that you consider using rate to compare across time. We also suggest you start slow as you build your team's regular review of metrics. Get comfortable with reviewing one metric and then add another, and so on. Reviewing student data to support defining the problem precisely will set you up for success in the remainder of the problem-solving process.